Hello, dragons! Due to exceptional circumstances imposed upon us by COVID-19, my pitch is brought to you digitally through a fun video so you don't doze off. Hey look, that's the virtual me. You'll be seeing her a lot throughout this video. And this is the real me. Hi, my name is Amrit Sandhu, and I'm a chemist and the CEO of Benign by Design, a rising company that produces PLA food service packaging, and we live by the motto, conserve to preserve green. PLA stands for polylactic acid, which is a bioplastic made from a renewable feedstock, and it's a perfect polymer to create food service packaging with, as opposed to its conventional competitor, polystyrene. Polystyrene packaging is more commonly known as styrofoam packaging. However, it's terrible for human health and the environment due to its harmful chemical composition, its terrible byproducts produced during its manufacturing process, and its harmful degradation process. Now, to truly grasp the extent of the dangers of this seemingly simple product, we must dive into the fascinating world of chemistry. The production of polystyrene begins with a chemical reaction between ethylene and benzene, a carcinogen, to produce ethylbenzene, which is then dehydrogenated to produce styrene, a monomer of polystyrene. Keep in mind that ethylene and benzene are petrochemicals, as they are produced through the burning of fossil fuels such as petroleum and crude oil, thus releasing carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitric oxide, and a variety of hydrocarbons. Once the polystyrene is formed, it goes through an intensive polymerization process of heat radiation, molding, and cooling, which is all done in this scary-looking reactor, which uses up a ton of electrical energy, which is, you guessed it, produced from fossil fuels. It gets worse. Once you're done with your polystyrene packaging, it has to be thrown in the garbage bin so it could end up in a landfill in which it'll take 500 years to decompose, and within that time period, it'll end up contaminating nearby soil and water. But fear not, because that's why I've come up with a green alternative, PLA packaging, which has a much greener manufacturing process. First, corn goes through a wet milling process in which a wet milling plant derives cornstarch from the kernels through the separation of particles. The cornstarch is then liquefied with the help of alpha amylases and then saccharified with the help of glucoamylase, which can effectively digest the starch under low temperatures in order to produce dextrose, a simple sugar. The dextrose is then fermented to convert into lactic acid, which is converted into an oligomer through polycondensation and then converted into lactide through a depolymerization process. The lactide monomers are linked together to create PLA, which then undergoes a crystallization process to form resin, which can be melted and molded into packaging. This manufacturing process of PLA was created with the consideration of the principles of green chemistry, which act as a catalyst to make the world a better place. Get it? Anyways, allow me to elaborate. The first principle is waste prevention. In the wet milling process, the traditional way to soften the kernels is to add sulfur dioxide. However, my company uses hybrid corns with a specialized property of softness. Therefore, any possible waste produced by the conventional method of adding sulfur dioxide is prevented. And all other waste materials are relatively harmless, such as the maltose produced by the enzymatic hydrolysis process of liquefaction, and the corn oil, fiber, and protein produced as waste products from the wet milling process. Second is atom economy. Zinc oxide is used as a catalyst in the polycondensation and depolymerization reactions, thus aiding in the reduction of waste, which consequently increases the atom economy of both reactions. Third is less hazardous chemical synthesis. Benzene is used in the production of polystyrene, whereas an alternative to benzene, dextrose, is used in the production of PLA. Conducting a reaction with dextrose rather than benzene protects the health and safety of workers, as benzene is carcinogenic. The elimination of sulfur dioxide, which is conventionally used in the derivation of cornstarch, also protects the health and safety of workers, as mishandling of sulfur dioxide may cause respiratory issues.